So what we have here is a cream of the crop VT1100C. This is a 2002 model, the year that came before 2003, and the year after 2001. And the reason I picked this bike up is because a lot of you VT1100 owners have been screaming at the top of your lungs, when are you going to make parts for 1100s? And I've been developing some stuff, but I really needed a bike to work off of. So I picked up this beautiful specimen, and I'm going to be working on some exhaust and some intakes for you guys. This is a Honda Shadow Sabre VT1100C, and it's Honda's hot rodded version of a cruiser. So it's got a bit lower gearing than some of the other 1100cc Shadows, and it's got a heftier punch when you take off. Hit the throttle and it responds very, very quickly. Up front you've got a 120/90/18 tire, and the rear is going to be a 170/80/15. I am not a massive fan of the machined billet wheels because they should be in a meat grinder. They're not really my personal style. A lot of people do dig them, but not me. The rake on this bike is 32.4 degrees. The trail is 6.3 inches. It does handle very nimbly. I didn't have any problems like steering it, took it for a ride. The first day I picked it up, I rode it about 100 miles, freeway and surface streets. Handles great. The bars I'm not a huge fan of. It's kind of a typical cruiser handlebar style. The bike came with a big windshield fairing. Not a fairing really, it's more of a giant windshield, which if you're gonna ride a lot of long distances, they're great. For me, I could give a rat's ass. The gas tank is kind of a wide, fat butcher block gas tank. It's, I wanna say 4.2 gallons. The seat on the bike that I picked up is actually an aftermarket Corbin seat. They're kind of on the spendier side, but they do make nice seats. The stock seat is not something that I would recommend for a really long term. The paint job is a really pretty tangerine with flames. It really could be spruced up by throwing it away. Nice paint is cool, but it's kind of cool in like a, wow, that's so ugly, it's almost awesome, you know? The pipes on it are just an aftermarket number, 2-to-1 kind of setup. It sounds pretty decent, but I will be removing those and creating some pretty cool pipes for you guys. The rear fender has kind of a tombstone-y tail light on it. It's, again, leaves a bit to be desired, which leads me to the ever-present Honda Dumbo ear turn signals. They are huge. They're an absolute eyesore. Those are definitely going to be going. The rear final drive, your final drive is actually a shaft drive. The suspension on the front, you have hydraulic shocks. I believe they are 41mm forks, and the rear, you've got your standard setup of dual shocks with a 5-position spring. You can adjust the preload on it for carrying a passenger or riding with gear. Underneath the tank on this thing, you have a 1099cc motor, single overhead cam, 45-degree V-twin. You have 3 valves per cylinder. Top speed's around 100 miles an hour, and you're generating about 50 horsepower approximately at 4,500 RPMs. I would like, ideally, to develop a improved intake system. I do have some ideas as far as the design is gonna go. I'm not 100% sure on what I wanna do, and I do wanna get you guys involved. That's where I'm gonna be asking you guys, what do you think about something? I may make some changes to the bike and ask you guys what you think, thumbs up or thumbs down. So for all you VT1100 owners out there, I wanna hear from you on what parts you think I should be developing for your bike. It's grand if I make something and I wanna ride it, but let's be honest here. You guys need rad parts for your bikes, and I'd love to make them for you. If you found value in this video, click the like button, and if you want to see where I take this bike and what kind of parts we develop for it, definitely subscribe to the channel.